Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to my weekly Scripture for Thought video show. I'm your host, your most Bible discussion leader, conference call Bible discussion leader, a freelance Bible discussion conference call Bible discussion leader of the Lower Manhattan Church of Christ, aka the Big Apple Church of Christ. I'm a Bible study teacher, as well as a Reverend-Material disciple, Anthony Walker. I'm going to teach you a lesson like I taught my 11 members every 2 Thursdays. On the lesson is, as you do a good deed for God, what else left for us? Dark time and pace, dark time and space. Every time we do a good deed, we're going to get rewarded. We're going to get rewarded by our parents. We'll get rewarded by our job. We'll get rewarded by our teacher. And the great thing is that I have good news for you. Your work is not going to be in vain. You're going to be rewarded as you do the good deeds of God. I'm going to give you one example. Elijah did good things for God. He killed all the Baal prophets that had false idols that try to persuade Baal prophets. That's right, 1 Kings, 2 Kings. Yeah, Baal prophets. That's right. And Elijah, he did the smart thing to talk to God. And God had to challenge one member of the Baal prophets. And the thing was, the Baal prophets thought that Baal was God. Hey, what's up, Anthony? How you doing, buddy? And see, here's the thing. Here was the test. The Baal false prophets, they did all this preaching to this fake God, and then nothing came about. But when Elijah all he had to do to put praise to God, and he put like a sacrifice to God. You know what God did? God swallowed that sacrifice like a big heap of fire. He swallowed that nothing was left behind. After that, Elijah killed all the false prophets. You know what happened next? After he done God's good deed, this evil, beautiful, dangerous queen named Jezebel threatened his life. Then Elijah was scared. He said, hey, I did God's work. Why this thing is going to happen to me? Hey, why don't you just take me into heaven, God? So what happened was, when Elijah was sleeping in fear, an angel came to him and said, look, Elijah, eat these cupcakes and milk. And then Elijah ate those cupcakes and milk. And then next thing you know, another week, another day, the angel said to Elijah, eat these cupcakes and milk. He did. And then Elijah went to sleep. And then after that, Elijah woke up a third time. An angel gave him cupcakes and milk and said, eat this, Elijah, for the battle's too much for you. You have to eat to survive. And then after that, the great thing is that Elijah had an apprentice, a prophet called Elisha. And check this out. Here's Elijah's reward. After Elijah taught Elijah what he needs to be a prophet, then the mountains separate both of them, and then a hurricane of firecrackers and fire swallowed Elijah into heaven. Now Elijah's going to heaven. Now, here, let me use another example. Let's use Peter, for example. Now, Peter, after Jesus had made his testimony about him being crucified, then Peter said, hey, Jesus, what else there is left for me, Jesus? And then Jesus said, after you follow me, Peter, you'll be leader of the 12 thrones of Israel in heaven. And then after that, what you gain on this earth, that you be gained in heaven, you have many wives, many kids, many mothers, many fathers, many houses, and many possessions in heaven for you to have on this earth, on heaven. And now, in the future, Peter became, future, Jesus, after Jesus was crucified and raised from the dead, he challenged Peter. He said to Peter, Peter, do you love me more than all these fish that I cooked for you? Then Peter said, yes, Peter, yes, Jesus, you know I love you. Then Jesus said, feed my lambs. And then Jesus said to Peter a second time, Peter, do you truly love me? Then Peter said, I truly love you, Jesus. Then Jesus said, feed my sheep. And then when Jesus said to Peter, Peter, do you truly love me? Then all these fish that I gave to you after I risen from the dead. Then Peter was hurt because Jesus questioned him a third time. And then Jesus said, feed my lambs. Then Jesus said, when you was younger, you dressed yourself with you everywhere you went. But when you're older, you can't do for yourself. People dress you where you don't want to go and will take you to everywhere to go. You know, and then Jesus said, Peter, follow me. That's before that Jesus gave Peter as the right hand man, the leader of the church, and the book of Acts. What's your name? Great to meet you, Judah. Great to meet you, brother Judah. That's one smart guy right there, my fans. That's one smart man. He used the scriptures to back up what he said. Now let's use another example from the Old Testament as an example of after we do God's work, what else there is for us? Look at Daniel. Daniel did the smart thing that he had everybody in Babylon go through a diet of food instead of eating of worldly meat and pork and stuff. Then after the people of Babylon, including the soldiers, ate all the vegetarian meals from Daniel, then the king later on in the future, the king gave him a leadership of the third leading person in all of Babylon. Now check that out. Now if God can do that for Daniel, he can do that for any one of us. And now, the last example I'm going to use of after we do God's work, what else there is for us? Look at Jesus. Jesus suffered. He went through all that hell, getting beaten by soldiers, getting spit on, and being slapped by strangers. And he got crucified, and he said to himself, Lahi, Sabachthani, which means, my God, why you have forsaken me? And look what happened in the future. Jesus got crucified, rose from the dead on the third day, and check this out. On one day, when Jesus was talking to his disciples, then Jesus said to his disciples, look, my disciples, it is not on my court, on God's court, that God said on the dates and times that he set for the restoring Israel, that you'll be all my witnesses before I rose into heaven. You'll be all my witnesses in Judah, Samaria, and to the ends of this earth. Then after that, Jesus rose into heaven. Then after that, Jesus flew into heaven, and the angel said, look, people, the same Jesus that's going to rise into heaven is going to come back to earth with power. Now, my people, everybody that's listening to me, my fans in the audience. Now, remember, as you do God's task on earth, keep on doing God's task on earth, and God's going to bless you. And then when you die and go to judgment,
keep on preaching, brother, to those who hear you. Those that walk by don't hear you, you ain't preaching to them.
Hey, thank you, sir.
The more that you preach,
what's your name?
The more light you become.
What's your name? My
John,
name.
my man.
Tom?
John.
Anthony Walker, Bible discussion leader.
Keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're going to be more enlightened the more you do it, brother.
That's right.
Get closer to God.
Thank you, John.
Ignore those that walk by you, brother.
Yeah. That's right. Now, back to the lesson that I'm telling you. After you do God's will, you continue to do God's will, and God's going to bless you. And then when you die, on Judgment Day, when God says, let me see your life and review. Let me see all the good things you've done. Then he looks to Jesus, and Jesus said, hey, you're my son. Looks like you've done great. Let me open the book of life if you're there. After he opened the book of life, when you're there, when your name is there, then the angel said, welcome to the kingdom of heaven. And Jesus will open the pearly gates of heaven and said, hey, my brother, hey, my son, my son, I'm Jesus. I'm going to open you to heaven so you can go to heaven, enjoy the rest of your life and happiness. And then he opens the door to happiness, and then you be with your family, your relatives, and everybody that does all the good things for God. And then you'll be happy, enjoy heaven for the rest of your life. And now, I'm going to end this now. I'm preaching at Pelham Parkway, White Plains Road. Now, as for my weekly scripture for thought video show, I'm conference call Bible discussion leader from the Lower Manhattan Church of Christ, aka the Big Apple Church of Christ. I'm a Bible study leader, and I'm a Reverend-Material disciple, Anthony Walker. I'm going to say bye-bye to those that hear me, that don't want that, and those who don't want to hear me. I'm going to say bye-bye, see you, bye-bye. To God be the glory.